This is the Royals POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Kansas City Royals. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome in to the Royals POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm your host, Chance Liebau, and I'm here to bring you reaction to every single Royals game the rest of the way. Follow me on Twitter at Chance Liebau. But if you can't make a show live, don't worry. These episodes will be uploaded for you to listen to on demand wherever you get your podcasts. I want to say thanks for making the Royals POSTCAST your first listen of the day. Before we get started, remember to subscribe to the channel and turn on our notifications so that you get an alert whenever we go live, especially on days like today when we are not going live right after the game. We are going live well after the game ended. I know there's going to be a lot of people there might be a couple people in the chat that say, your job is to watch the Royals, your job is to give us a podcast. This is not my only job. I cannot emphasize that enough. This is my part-time job. I have a full-time job. I know it sounds crazy, but some people do have multiple jobs. And I was on remote location hosting a show from noon to 2 today and had to stay until 4 o'clock, 30 minutes away. So I got back here as quickly as I possibly could and want to give you guys some great content before the trade deadline, because that is approaching. We've got 24 hours and 15 minutes and change left to go until the stock market closes. So we'll be giving you my shopping list for the remaining trade deadline and such. I want to say thanks for joining the show. Feel free to join the live chat and let me know your thoughts on the game, and I'll do my best to respond to your comments. Let's get right into it. This was a game that, I've talked about on this show before. I don't love bullpen games. I hate the idea of bullpen games at its very core. Sometimes a team is set up to lose before the game even starts. I thought that today going into the game. I think Seth Lugo screwed the Royals yesterday by not going more than 6 innings. He was cruising through 5 and had the opportunity to set the Royals up for a rested and relaxed bullpen in today's game. And I thought that he had screwed them over and had made this bullpen game a little bit more difficult than it would have been. But instead, I went back and looked, and I'm like, okay, who is not going to be available today? Angel Serpa was 1A. That was the guy I thought wouldn't be available, and he started today. So I was totally wrong about today's game, and I'm glad that I was, because they played some of their best baseball today on the mound. This was elite pitching from a bullpen that had been very mediocre throughout the entire season, and they turned it up a notch today with their backs against the wall and a huge trade deadline approaching. So I understand. I don't like a bullpen game, but it was out of necessity today, and they pitched their bleeps off. I mean, they pitched so well today. I did not see this coming. And let's get into it, because exactly that is what you're going to be talking about.
This is what you'll be talking about.
The bullpen today. I mean, I say bullpen, but it's basically the entire pitching staff. 5 hits allowed through 10 innings, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts. That's insane. The entire pitching staff as a whole, a bullpen that was utilized a ton over the first 2 games of the series, goes 10 innings, gives you 5 hits, 1 walk, and 10 punchies. They shut out the Braves. And it's a handicapped Braves because, of course, you don't have Ronald Acuna Jr. in today's lineup because of the injury he sustained yesterday. You have to turn to Angel Serpa to start. He works a 1-2-3 first inning before walking the leadoff man in the second. Bolin strands a pair on the top of the second and struck out Eli White to put the cherry on top. Then Joey Wentz would retire 8 in a row. Between Maikel Garcia's leadoff single and his walk, there was 8 in a row retired by Joey Wentz. Then John Schreiber on the top of the 4th comes in, punches out Austin Riley, strikes out Michael Harris, and also strikes out Marcell Ozuna. And you're starting to feel the juice a little bit. You're starting to feel it, that the energy in this dugout, in this team. A month ago, we were recapping the Dodgers series in which this team had not a life, no life whatsoever. This team's going to wrap up the month of July. If I'm not mistaken, they're going to wrap it up at 15-9 after going 8-18 in June. That's a massive turnaround for this team. And if you take out the month of June, this team's 44-35. That's a massive turnaround. Or sorry, wow, my math is really bad. 42-33. So a massive change from what we've seen from this team from last month to this month. Then Taylor Clark, 1-2-3 in the fifth with a punch out. That's really impressive, especially with how bad he had been. Tyler Tolbert, I had written it down in my notes right here. Tyler Tolbert, non-threat at the plate and a negative threat on the bases. That's what he's been this season. And he did shut me up with a one-out single in the bottom of the eighth, but Tyler Tolbert, basically a non-threat at the plate right now, and I get it. He's the other option is MJ Melendez, so I'm fine with Tyler Tolbert at least playing today against the lefty. Then you get back-to-back singles to start the sixth off Hunter Harvey, who had pitched last night just the one outing. I had thought potentially, even though he only threw one out last night, I thought that he could potentially be off limits today because of him returning from injury. So for him to come in and get two guys on to lead off the inning, and then the confidence in Matt Quatraro in Hunter Harvey to get out of that inning on his own, I think that's massive. Sorry, I don't know why my service is so bad. I know Cam just said he got an ad. I hope we're still live. My Wi-Fi should be just fine. I'm pretty sure we should be just fine. But if I cut out, let me know because it's showing that I only have one bar of Wi-Fi on my stream right now. But sounds like I'm good. Thanks, Parker. So for Hunter Harvey to get out of that inning on his own, that's massive confidence-wise in Matt Quatraro to give that confidence to Hunter Harvey for then to Hunter Harvey to get out of it. I mean, just it speaks volumes to the confidence that he has in a guy that I thought would be the 8th or 9th inning guy last year when they picked him up at the deadline. Then Kyle Isbell, leadoff walk in the 6th inning, gets picked off. Steven Cruz dominates, shoves against that top of the line, the middle of that Braves lineup. I was thoroughly impressed by what we saw from the entire bullpen today. But Steven Cruz being able to get back on the right track today was massive for this team and their confidence in their bullpen. So getting that out of Steven Cruz, I have talked about Steven Cruz being a guy that needs to get more of a leash. He has not had that recently. Massive day for Steven Cruz in that 7th inning. Then Carlos Estevez, that velocity was back, not just today, but yesterday as well, getting that velocity back. And I don't know, he's upper 90s right now. I know there's a lot of people that don't like Carlos Estevez. I don't understand why. I understand that, whatever. He's an all-star closer. Those are not a dime a dozen. Those are hard to come by. For him to be as solid as he was today, 1-2-3 in the 9th. And that's not easy to do against this Braves lineup that has a really good top of the order. Then Michael lines out, Bobby strikes out, and Vinny flies out in the 9th. Then here's when things got a little bit surprising. Sam Long gets the 10th. And I know exactly what you guys in the chat were doing, and myself as well. Oh, man, I got real tight. I was like, oh, no. This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing with the season on the line. And then Sam Long is able to get 1-2-3, but gives up a leadoff single, but the ball was in the air, so it forced the runner at second, the ghost runner at second, to kind of hold for a little bit, and then he gets 3 straight guys out. Punches out Sean Murphy, backwards punch out on White, and then gets Williams to fly out. That was the best Sam Long we've seen since the ALDS last year. And so maybe Sam Long factors into this team long-term. I don't know. And then I had to leave because I had to go pack up at work. Salvi, bang, right off the bat, brings home MJ Melendez. And that's the game right there. That was the best pitching performance by the Royals bullpen in a long time. And I cannot imagine the situation we'd be in if the Royals lost that game how they did, or if they lost that game given what the offense did, because the offense wasn't great. Joey Wentz diced him up a little bit, and Joey Wentz is a left-handed pitcher that gave up just 1 hit, and it was the first It was the leadoff man of the ball game. I think the Royals still need a right-handed bat to put in this lineup. They are too lefty reliant, especially when Jack Caglione comes back. They need another right-handed bat in this lineup. I don't know who that is, but they need another righty because Joey Wentz just went one hitty through 6 2/3, and he's on his third team this season. So it's not like he's some ace, but they need to get a right-handed bat. I know they got Randall Grichuk, but that's not enough. You still had to play Adam Frazier today, and you probably wouldn't have to play him if Jonathan India is healthy, which I think he'll be fine. But there needs to be a effort to get another right-handed bat in the next 24 hours. We're 24 hours and 5 minutes away from the trade deadline. Need a right-handed bat to put in this lineup. But, yeah, this is a team that, given all the adversity that they faced this season, they're 54-55, 7-5 since the All-Star break. Folks, this team has won 3 straight series, and that's a big deal. This is a team that was getting swept on a home losing streak, a 13-game home losing streak almost or over a month ago. So for them to be in the position they are right now, it's a testament to the coaching staff and the guys in that locker room that we all doubted 31 days ago. So give credit where credit's due. They've done an excellent job in turning this season around. All right, when we come back, we will talk about my shopping list, what I think they should get at the trade deadline tomorrow before the market closes. That's coming up next here on the Royals Postcast. We've all been there, logging on early and waiting forever for concert tickets to go on sale, only to lose your spot for a show you've been dying to see. Live music should be about making memories, not dealing with the stress of ticket shopping. That's where Gametime comes in. Gametime makes getting concert tickets faster and easier than ever. Prices actually drop as it gets closer to showtime, and you can save up to 60% off with their killer last-minute deals. Tired of endless scrolling to trying to find the best deal? Gametime's Zone Deals pick the best seats in your section for you. Ever wonder what your view will actually look like before you buy? Good luck. The app shows you a panoramic seat view, and there are no surprises. So take the guesswork out of buying concert and show tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download the Gametime app today for last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Also want to tell you about 5-Hour Energy. It's time to fuel up and turn it up with 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. It brings the bold grape, ginger, and lime flavors of your favorite golf drink, minus the alcohol, into quick, energizing shot. Whether you're sinking birdies or just making memories with friends, this one's a hole-in-one for your energy game. Let's be honest, some days on the course or off it just need that extra boost to stay sharp and energized. There's nothing I enjoy more than golfing with the guys. And golf is all about good times with good people and good flavors, of course. The grape ginger lime flavor gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without chasing down the bev cart. If you go to 5hourenergy.com today, that is the number 5hourenergy.com, you can use my code, promo code, LOCKEDONGOLF to receive 20% off your first order. This offer is only valid until September 30th on one order and cannot be used with other promotions. The code is not good on subscription orders. Whether you're meeting up with friends or trying to turn 18 holes into 36, get the energizing boost you need to power through. Order transfusion-flavored 5-Hour Energy shots today. All right, let's talk shopping list because we've got a 24-hour period for J.J. Picollo to be dialing, and I think that's exactly what he's going to be doing. I think we see a lot of J.J. Picollo on the phone here over the next couple of days, and Matt Quattro's comments before the game today make it just that. We heard Matt Quattro say they are not flying to Toronto until the trade deadline passes tomorrow. He also refused to name a starter for Saturday's game, which is in Rich Hill's spot in the rotation. Coincidence? I think not. I think the Royals are going to make a move for a pitcher. Myself and Jack seem to think it'll be Aaron Savali, who I would not mind picking up. A guy that's kind of bounced around a little bit. I wouldn't mind it. I think you could get him fairly cheap. I think he is one of the lower tier arms and lower tier pieces that the White Sox are going to be selling. So you get him for fairly cheap. And I think that you need one more right-handed bat. I thought before today's game they needed one more bullpen arm. Starting to sour on that opinion because the Royals bullpen was phenomenal today. So I continue to think that this Royals team is going to add at least one pitcher and one bat. Who they are, I could not tell you, but I think this is going to be a massive deadline for the Royals. You look at where they're at in the standings, and I'm not going to do that. Somebody in the comments already did. They said they're 3.5 back of the wild card. The Angels are buying. I don't think that's a great idea for them personally, but I'm not the one running that organization. It's not my money, so I'm not going to complain about it. It seems like the Rangers are going to sell, and we already know that the Guardians and the Twins are going to sell. Those are all teams in the Royals vicinity that are openly selling and have declared what they're going to do. It would not surprise me if the Red Sox sold or just stood pat because they've already traded Rafael Devers, and they don't probably want to trade and go all in just yet this season. I wouldn't be surprised if they were to get a cost-controlled long-term piece for that lineup or rotation. But that's going to be expensive for them. But on the Royals side, I think they absolutely need at least one more bat or one more arm or both, because the lineup, they just need to extend it one more guy. You need another right-handed bat. You cannot, and I'm telling you right now, you cannot roll out Tyler Tolbert against left-handed starting pitching and hope that the lineup is good, because he's not a good hitter. That is not Tyler Tolbert's forte, and even when he's on the bases, he's not good there either. So they have to be proactive at the deadline, getting one more right-handed bat, and then a Michael Lorenzen type, what we saw them get last year. They got Michael Lorenzen for fairly cheap. They traded Walter Pennington, who was a 27-year-old non-prospect. You get Michael Lorenzen, who can pitch as a starter and as a bullpen guy. I think that is the recipe for success for this Royals team at the deadline. Getting a swing guy on the pitching staff to kind of supplant the Lorenzen injury and the Reagan's injury to kind of bridge that gap until they get back. And then you kind of go, okay, here's what we have pitching staff-wise, or you say we've got a 6-man rotation the rest of the way. All right, guys, I appreciate you guys so much for joining us tonight. This has been a really long day, so I am going to get going. We'll be back on Friday. Royals have a 6 o'clock first pitch in Toronto, so we'll be back for another edition of the Royals Postcast on Friday. Thank you so much for listening to the Royals Postcast and making us your first listen of the day. I'm Chance Liebau. This has been the Royals Postcast.